What is the most affordable neighborhood in Calgary that you might consider living in? You wouldn't believe it if I told you. So today I'm going to go out there and show you that there are still parts of this city that you can buy a single family detached home in the 400,000s with great amenities, good schools, good shopping, access to lots of parks and the Bow River system at an affordable price. So this is a video that you're not going to want to miss. My name is Ryan Gillard at Real Broker, your Calgary realtor, and in this video I'm going to take you through Deer Ridge, one of the more affordable neighborhoods in southeast Calgary, and I'll show you what you can buy for $250, $350, and $450. So let's get right into it. So the area that I'm referring to is called Deer Ridge in southeast Calgary, one of the great affordable parts of the city. Now, a bit of a disclaimer, there are more affordable parts of Calgary, especially in the East District, which I'll show you in the map in a bit. But given the choice, I think I'd rather live in Deer Ridge versus the east part of Calgary. That's just my opinion. I might be a bit biased. I did grow up in the Deer Ridge and Queensland area. So let's get right into it, and I'll show you why I like this area and why it's one of the most affordable parts of Calgary. So on the map, I'll show you where Deer Ridge is. So here's Calgary, here's the downtown core of the city, and if we move into the southeast, you can see Deer Ridge is tucked in between Deer Run and Queensland. This used to be the edge of the city back in the day, but as you can see, we just keep growing and growing. And I'll show you on the map here. So Deer Ridge, again, tucked in between Deer Run and Queensland, is everything in between Bow Bottom Trail to 146th Avenue to this bit of green patch over here. And then this separates Deer Run and Deer Ridge. This is actually a big hill. It looks like it's flat, but it's not. And then you have Canny Meadows Drive as the north boundary. So everything that you see right here is Deer Ridge. So this section that you see over here is Deer Run. I would say Deer Run is slightly more expensive than Deer Ridge, except for the homes that are backing on to the river and the park. They can get fairly expensive. And then you have Queensland over here, fairly similar to Deer Ridge as well, maybe slightly more expensive. Now this area in general, I've always thought it doesn't get as much attention as it should. It is getting a bit up there in age, maybe like the 80s and 90s most of these homes were built. And a lot of buyers are looking for brand new, but because of that, it is still fairly affordable. Now the area, I would say it's fairly easy to get in and out of. So you have Bow Bottom Trail right here, and Bow Bottom will connect to Canny Meadows Drive, which will connect to McLeod Trail, and the same thing with Anderson Road. And so you take Anderson all the way to the edge of the city limits, and Canny Meadows Drive connects to McLeod Trail, and McLeod Trail is a busy north-south corridor in the city. All along McLeod Trail are different stores and shops and stuff like that. So you got lots of amenities on McLeod Trail. If you also take Bow Bottom Trail, it will connect to Deerfoot Trail, which is like the busiest freeway in the city, which you can see right here. It goes north and south throughout Calgary. And one thing I've always liked about this neighborhood is if I zoom out, you can see all this green right here. This is Fish Creek Park, one of the biggest parks in the city, and this region is tucked right into it. So it's very sheltered. You can't really drive throughout the neighborhood to connect to like the deep southeast or the south kind of central area. You have to go around. You take Bow Bottom to either Canny Meadows, to McLeod, or to Deerfoot. So that can be a bit annoying if you want to get from say Deer Ridge to like Mackenzie Town, you got to go all the way around. But it's also good that you don't see like cars going 120 kilometers an hour like through the neighborhood. So it's a good family-friendly neighborhood. It's very quiet. It's very peaceful, and you don't really see that much traffic throughout the neighborhood. So I've pulled up the satellite view to show you this area in a bit more detail. So the northwest portion of the neighborhood, we've got a big strip mall right over here and across the street. Bunch of schools in this area. We've got Don Bosco School right here. We've got Wilma Hansen right over here. This is technically in Queensland, but it's just across the street from Deer Ridge. And another school right here, I forget the name offhand. And I believe there's another one right over here in Queensland. And there's also another one in Deer Run, just over here. So lots of schools in this neighborhood. There's also a lot of like parks and green space in this neighborhood. So I'll start here in the west. This is actually a ridge right here. Park land is elevated above Deer Ridge. That's actually where I was filming the intro video, if you're curious, was right over here. And in the wintertime, you'll see kids sledding down these hills. You've got the Don Bosco School field is massive. There's a skating rink in here. There's a baseball diamond and stuff like that. Playground. Throughout the neighborhood, you got a park right here, which connects to this section over here. This is also another hill that's fairly steep. which will connect into the Deer Run neighborhood. And this is all walking distance. You can walk from here all the way to the Fish Creek Park, and you can see the Fish Creek Park is massive. So you got little tributaries, good place for walking your dog and running. There's pathways and stuff like that. And this will actually connect through most of the south part of the city. If I keep scrolling out here, you can see it goes on for a long ways. So there's plenty of park space in the south part of the city and easy access from Deer Ridge. And before we get into the housing stats, so here's Deer Ridge, here's downtown. I would say it's about a 20-minute commute from this area to the downtown portion of the city, unless there's some kind of accident on one of the roads. But generally, it's not a huge commute to get from Deer Ridge to the downtown area. And before I show you some properties here, I'll actually go through the neighborhood stats. So here we got Deer Ridge, lots of bungalows, and there are some 2-stories in this neighborhood. And these are the benchmark prices. So for a bungalow, the benchmark price is $504,433. Now there are detached homes in this neighborhood that are in the 400,000s. Actually, I'll show you on the map here. The average can be a bit skewed because this part of Deer Ridge right over here is the estates area, and there are some homes in here that can get up to, like, say, $750 might be a really big price in this neighborhood. That would be for a home that's been, like, fully renovated, that shows as almost like a brand new home. But for the most part, there's a lot of homes in here that are in the 400s. And so 2 stories, about $553,000. Again, same idea. Some of these renovated homes can get up to like the 700s. For duplexes, the benchmark price is $357,500. And the row houses, townhouses, about $288 is the benchmark price. Now there are some that are lower than that. That's just an average. And no condos in this neighborhood. So next up, I'll actually show you some of the properties that have sold to give you a sense of what your money can buy in this neighborhood. All right, next up, I'll show you some detached home sales that have happened in the last 180 days. So you can see here they start at $447,000 was the lowest, and the highest was $750,000. So this first one here, I'll move my thing out of the way here so you can see a bit better. This one, $447,000 was the sale price. 1,172 square feet. It's a bungalow built in 1979. 3 bedrooms, 2 full baths, 1 half bath, and no garage, and a finished basement. This one needed some work, but it's a pretty attractive price. Obviously, it needs new carpet. So a bit dated, needs some work, but not bad for 1,100 square feet. Definitely has some potential. You could flip something like this as well. So that gives you a sense of like a starter price. And next we have this 1,000 square foot bungalow that sold for $473,900. Built in 1981, 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, no garage. And this one has been renovated, so it shows fairly well. So nice looking property. You know, just fairly simple, just your typical bungalow that you see throughout the city. And so you see lots of homes like this in the Deer Ridge area, just smaller, kind of older bungalows now, just entry level. And you can see the draw to Calgary, especially for people that are coming from Ontario. Like a 400 square foot condo in Toronto is going for like $800,000. But you can find like single family detached homes in the city in the 400s still. And next up, we've got 84 Deer Path Road Southeast. This one sold for $490,000. It's a 3-level split and 1,588 square feet. So that's a bit deceiving sometimes because it depends how the 3rd level is measured. Sometimes it's above grade and sometimes it isn't. So these split level homes can be a bit hard to price and measure sometimes. Again, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, no garage. And I'll just skip through some of these photos here. Let's skip to the inside here. So nice deck. The inside looks pretty good. Definitely move-in ready. Looks like they've taken care of it. And you can get all of this for $490,000. It gives you an idea of what your money can buy for a single-family detached home in the Deer Ridge area. Next up, I'll show you a half duplex, so a semi-detached property. This one sold for $338,000. And this is also a 3-level split, side-by-side duplex. 716 square feet, 2 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms, a finished basement. And the taxes are, if you're curious, $1,514 per year. And this one is not classified, actually, sorry, it is classified as a condo. So the condo fee is $427 per month. That includes common area maintenance, insurance, parking, professional management, reserve fund contributions, and snow removal. And you can see the photos here. And there are lots of these duplexes throughout the neighborhood. So it looks fairly nice, you know, a bit dated, but the area itself in general is fairly dated. But not too bad, good starter option. That gives you just a quick idea of what a duplex is going for. And last up, I'll show you a townhouse. So this townhouse sold for $280,000, so a fairly entry-level price. 1,041 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 1.5 bathrooms. It's a 2-story property built in 1981, unfinished basement, and so I'll show you some of the photos here. Nice looking home, not too bad. Definitely move-in ready. And you get the idea, so I'm going to move on here. And last up on the list here, I'll actually show you a luxury home in the Deer Ridge area. There is an estates part of this neighborhood, and the estates area is this little section right over here. Some of these homes will front onto this hill, and this little pocket could be fairly expensive for the neighborhood. And I'll show you here. This one sold for $750,000. Now this is probably the highest price in this neighborhood in a long time. So you don't really see this price range too often, but some can sell here in the estates area. And so this is a bungalow built in 1979, but it has been fully renovated. It's 1,587 square feet, so that's a huge bungalow. 3 bedrooms, 3 full bathrooms, a front double garage, and a finished basement. And I'll show you some of the photos here. So nice looking home, looks like it's fully renovated. And you get the idea. So that shows you what you can buy from, like, say, $250, $350, $450, and even the luxury part of the neighborhood up to $750. Well, that's my rundown of the Deer Ridge area, one of the great affordable parts of Calgary. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions at all, if you're thinking about buying or selling or relocating to Calgary, please give me a call. You call, text, email, comment. You can check out my website. I'm easy to get a hold of, and I'd love to help you out. Thanks again. Have a great day.